What's up, y'all? It's your boy OXY. We're back with another video. We're back on the Q&As again, and this time we have a little special episode. We got two people on the Q&As, okay? We got Seji and we got Childish up in the building. We're just going to be talking about some work ethic. We're going to talk about some stuff that are going to help you guys out as far as, little things that we've encountered in our life, whether it be in our struggles and what we're doing or in building ourselves to be better. A lot of work ethic is involved, so we can talk about a lot of stuff that built our work ethic, as well as to pass on different knowledge about how you guys can get better at yours as well. All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna start off real quick because all of us have played a sport, if not are still involved in sports outside of just dance. So how does sports, or how does any other extracurricular activity help with your work ethic?
Well, so to start off, I've been playing basketball since I was like 3 years old. And that was like my first love before dance. And as far as work ethic, you just learn that the amount of time you put into your craft is going to translate into your work. Like the final product will show for itself, like how hard and like how much time and like quality you put into it, if that makes sense. Like I would wake up every day at like 5 a.m. and go to the gym and practice before school and like go to class. Like I would clean up, of course, but like I would put in the time, and then like even after class, during school, after school, late at night, and repeat it all over again, and still have to juggle school. Like that, you just build this like discipline, and I think that's what's like, what I just have to apply to myself nowadays, and I still do it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
What about you, Sej?
I think basically you summed it all up. Like when you're doing sports, especially when you were a kid, that's how you basically train yourself to be committed, or how you invest your time into doing something. And like what you said, through that you learn discipline. And that's basically something that you learn as you grow up. You just start putting your time into something that you want to work on, and then that's just how you improve. That's a reason why a lot of our parents put us in sports programs or any other extracurricular activities, so we would be more disciplined and we would learn how to put our investment in time into one thing, so that when we go to the real workforce, you know what to do, you know how to act, you know how to put your time in a more professional manner. So
And just a question, like, what did you guys like? I played basketball, but like, what did you guys do outside of dance?
You want to go first?
I did football.
Oh, nice.
And then outside of football, obviously with the stuff that I'm even doing now with basketball, like with training with you and everything,
Nice.
that's definitely working out as far as like building more and more. Because the thing about extracurricular activities is it's a test of your mind and a test of your will. So a lot of times, a lot of people can't sit with just wanting to have a simple-minded way of thinking. Like me personally, the reason why I got into sports is definitely for not only just for teamwork purposes, but also for the betterment of myself, to be around certain people. And that's what works when you're in the business aspect, because how you interact with people, how you push more people to be around you and be around your brand, or whatever the case is, it all plays a part in the bigger scheme of, bettering your business, bettering yourself.
Nice.
So I definitely feel like sports helped out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And especially opened up my show, because I wasn't really like the super talkative person myself. So it definitely opened me up to be more communicative to my team and to the people that are around me. And overall, it just helps out.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, I played competitive badminton back in the day, and I was also like in little league basketball,
So,
and I did some martial
badminton?
arts. Yeah, bro. Oh, I also did boxing, but mainly badminton. That was my thing. So if any of y'all trying to do some badminton rounds,
I'll gladly take that.
you'll gladly take the L. It's all good.
No. You see, never mind.
But yeah, I mean, same thing as what Oxy said. Basically, that's how you learn how to interact and like the main essence of teamwork. So yeah, that's just something that you would learn growing up with, and yeah.
Heck yeah. So real quick, for those of you guys who are clearly seeing me on my game mode as well, like I'm kind of just still inside of our chill vibe. This is like my first time actually putting an actual vibe in front of us as well, because we're usually just talking to the camera or talking to you guys. So it's dope, but like there's still a vibe in here that we want to chill with. So right now we're playing some video games as well. Let's see if Kevin reacts a certain way while we're doing this whole thing.
He's playing Resident Evil, and I'm like, I'm just sitting back.
Bro.
So I don't know what's coming up next.
It ain't even the scary part.
Right? I ain't even there.
So what does the hustle mean to you? And then, so I'm gonna let you guys start with this because I started last time. So whoever wants to start with that.
I can start.
Okay.
So for me, the hustle means investment and commitment. So you wake up in the morning, you get that bread, and like on the grind, you're hustling and everything. But more than that, it's basically just putting your 110% out of everything that you do. It doesn't even have to be like anything big too. You could be hustling with like your creative pursuit. You could be hustling with your video game pursuit and everything like that. As long as you put your 110% on something, for me, that's what you would define as hustling. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For me, I couldn't agree more with that. That's definitely a probably one of the best ways to think about it. I think for sure the hustle, in my perspective, as far as how I approach it, the hustle is simply how you commit to your brand. Okay, so your brand is not only just what you wear, what you put yourself into, but it's also yourself as a whole. So however you put yourself into the other people's atmosphere, other people's energy, other people's world, even that stuff plays a part, especially depending on how well you put it to use. Like if I'm gonna jump into, say for example, I don't know, it could be a shoe brand. Say for example, I want to go work with a shoe brand or whatever the case is. If I'm trying to work with them, I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, all right, I'm just gonna post dope shoe pictures and hope they can recognize me. I'm gonna go up and follow the aspects that they have listed or that they've set for their brand, their ambassadors, whatever the case is, and I'm gonna work my ass off to make sure that I can be in that level and be in that realm. So when they see me, it's a guaranteed yes instead of the possible no.
Nice.
So yeah, I definitely feel like that's a hustle.
Mine is more basically, my definition of the hustle isn't necessarily about money or anything like brands, but more so of like life. Like for me growing up, I had to survive. Like I grew up pretty poor, divorced parents and all that, like yada yada yada. So I was raised to like make everything happen and do whatever it takes to succeed, or just make it through the day, so that means like if you didn't have a ride, there's a bus, there's no excuse, or you could walk.
Big facts.
There's no excuse for anything. You could make something happen if you really want it. Like if you don't have money, bro, there's recycling, which I still do to this day. You could sell shit, you could collect coins, go to Coinstar, whatever, find a job, whatever. Survival and like just being better than you were before,
Heck yeah.
Like I don't know, like your guys' definition of the hustle's like is tight to me, and it's like I could see like the differences, like, but it's like it's still cohesive in a way.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people whenever they would think about hustling, everything's all about like getting this money, getting this bills.
Man, the money will come, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you invest enough time into yourself and the way that you want to be seen, the money will come. That is a guarantee.
Yeah, but you gotta hustle like okay, money's gonna come, but like hustle like, okay, I'm gonna hustle to make sure that I make sure like this picture is the best, or this video is the best,
Yeah.
or like,
Yep.
or like, oh, like I'm gonna see a girl tomorrow. Let me make sure I have the best outfit and make sure like I clean myself up. Like hustling could mean like a lot of different things.
It's
you
a
know?
mental thing
Yeah.
more than it is a physical trait.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of like upcoming creatives that I know, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever they come up with something, or like they come up with an idea of a brand or like a certain project or whatnot, the main thing that they think about is like, oh, this is going to be like $1 billion brand idea that I have. And whenever they start thinking about money at the very first get-go, the main thing that's going to happen for sure is that's going to fail, because at one point it's going to just disappoint them, and then that's when they're gonna stop.
Absolutely.
I've worked with so many different artists who've done that before, and matter of fact, I've actually made that mistake before too. You know, I came up with a company and everything, came up with a small business and everything like that, and I said, all right, this is my very first thing I'm gonna do to make money. And then when it disappointed me, that basically just shot me out in the face, bro. And when I decided to do something that out of my love, out of my own creative pursuit, that's what made me realize like money is something that's gonna be coming in as a bonus out of the fact that you will have an abundance of good experiences that you're going to get by doing things that will make you invest on yourself instead of your cash flow. So yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Damn.
That's crazy. I'm telling you.
Damn.
So, for all you folks watching right now, like, just remember, when you're hustling, don't invest on making money, but invest on your self growth. And I guarantee you, you're going to be so much more happier than anything else out of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking mighty facts, my brother.
Wow, that was good answers. Thanks, guys. So my next question is, where did your crazy work ethic come from? Because I be seeing you guys lose sleep and like work all night, maybe go days without sleep, weeks, and I'm like, and you guys still come out with some quality shit. So I'm
I
like,
don't even know what sleep is.
yeah, like I'm like, bro, did you sleep? Like you have bags under your eyes and shit. Like, actually, I'm not gonna start roasting because like I'm gonna get fired on.
I take naps.
He takes. I take a lot of naps. I probably get the most sleep out of these two. But yeah, so where did your crazy work ethic come from?
Mine came from my family. Like everybody in my family is talented and gifted in a way, or they've done stuff, whether it be musically or whether it be just in work, just in general, and that has benefited them and worked for them. And so, for me, that's like a boost. It kind of always just shows me how much that I can do in the long run if I really put my mind to it. Because whether it's singing, whether it's acting, could be music, like you have the access to do everything as long as your mind is in the right place. So my family definitely instilled that in me. So that's kind of like where everything started on my part.
For me, I would love to credit my family, because my family are also like hardworking people. But to be honest, I wouldn't really say that's where my work ethic came from. It actually really started off with when I was like in a really, really, really dark part of my life. I've seen all my friends, or like people who I interact with, like basically just kind of outgrowing me at one point. And it made me want to just catch up with them. And also at the same time, there's some people in my life that I just wanted to prove wrong. You know, like those people who just never really believed in what I can do. Like for example, in dance, like when I was in high school, my dance teacher told me I should probably stop dancing after high school. Or my captain at that time wouldn't even like actually acknowledge me. Like, matter of fact, up to this point, bro, they be talking shit about me.
Really?
Yeah. And that's been years, bro.
You need to get packed out.
Nah, but it's been 6 years. Until now, whenever they gather together, some of my friends will tell me who still hang out with them, they'd still talk trash about me and see the things that I do, you know. But the main thing is, it made me realize like at this point, I'm probably already above them. You know, like
Yeah.
I've already proven them wrong, and the main thing is they've always seen me as someone who's lower than them, and the fact that they're talking trash about me right now means like they just want me to stay lower than them. But they really just couldn't handle the fact that I'm already starting to go up there, like above them.
Amen.
And-
You are.
You
Yeah.
definitely are.
Yeah, I mean that growth and everything. But while doing that, I realized it wasn't really a healthy mindset for me to just do things just to prove someone wrong. So I started to realize like I want to just do things because it just makes me happy.
Absolutely.
And no matter how much time investment I would put in, like working on this recent magazine I did, like I would sleep about 30 minutes a night working on this project for like a whole entire month and a half. And to be honest, I've never really felt tired after that, because for the most part I was actually more fulfilled than tired,
That's some.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's some gold right there. I like that.
Yeah, until the fatigue caught up, and then like I turned into a zombie, bro. Like,
Yeah, you know, it was all good and fun and games to that point.
yeah, right. Like, doesn't that happen to you guys? Like, you guys are working tirelessly on a project, and you just don't feel tired at all. Like,
You're just like,
yeah, you're just all motivated, and then like after that project, you're just kind of like, yo, I just did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That must have smack you in the face,
it's,
bro.
it's
Yeah,
kind of like a
bro.
reward.
It is a
think about
reward,
it.
yeah.
Like that fulfilling, like, damn, I really finished this. Now I could rest.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And plus, like a good thing though that Seji did add, like say, and this is why I also did want to add on to this. The negativity that people give you is also available fuel. Like
Nice.
your workflow, it's one thing. Obviously, you don't want to rely on it to be able to succeed, but it is a helping hand. It is something that you do feel a lot better about yourself, being able to prove people wrong from whatever they've been, and also to be happy about it at the same token. So that's definitely something. I've had a lot of people tell me that that I suck, that I can't do something. Like I've had tons. So it was really cool having that.
Yeah.
So my work ethic, it's mainly based from basketball. Growing up, I watched a lot of Michael Jordan and Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. I guess you could say like the Mamba mentality is what I apply to my life and shit. And also like negative energy. I still remember when I was living in La Puente. This is back in first grade. My first grade teacher, Miss Turnbull, it was like before I moved to Downey. I was only like 6 years old. She looked me straight in the face while my parents was with me, and she said, "You'll never make it in life." Like, imagine like as a 6-year-old, your first grade teacher telling you that.
People are intense, man.
Yeah, like that's something I never really share with anyone, but to this day, like I know it's good to like want to be better for yourself and not feed off negative energy. But that statement to this day has been like fueling me to be like, just work tirelessly until like, you know what, I shut her up, and then, like I'm still working to this day, and like I'm starting to heal from it in a way, but like I still put myself through the grind, like I have multiple businesses. I DoorDash like 12 hours a day, sometimes 16 hours a day. I be driving up and down San Diego to LA like almost every day just to deliver t-shirts and all that, and like photography, all that. To this day, even though I'm not in a basketball league, I still do drills as if like I was training to be in the NBA. I just want to be better than I was before. That's what really drives me.
Hell yeah.
Like,
All right, so we're gonna get into our last question over here, and then after that, we're gonna go up and move on and get into the rest of our bidding here. So, what is our final one?
It says, what inspires you to be better than you were before? You want to start it off?
I guess since I went last in the last couple of questions. So what inspires me to be better than before? Is the fact that there's always someone that will be better than you, and I'm really competitive, so I just want to push myself to make sure that I just be better than I was before. Like these guys could tell you, like, I'm so competitive that I sometimes get mad.
Yeah, salty ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
You get mad a lot.
Like
That's how I roast.
like people think I'm really like calm and like shy, quiet, but in reality I'm really like,
He gets in that zone.
yeah, I get in this zone and just like sometimes lose my cool, just because like, fuck, I lost, but I'm learning, but yeah, I just know that just the fact that there's someone out there that's probably better than me is what pushes me.
What about you, Sej?
For me, realistically speaking, like this is gonna sound hella braggadocious or whatnot, but what inspires me to be better than before is my last project. Like, I would look at my last projects and I'll be like, what can I do better than this one? What could I do to basically like push my artistic limit?
Yeah, referencing.
And, yeah, so like I just pushed out, like I'm working on a recent project right now, and while looking at it, I could see all the things that I want to do better. Ooh.
Hold on. Shut up. I'm doing a Q&A right now. Continue.
We're gonna add that in the video.
Yeah. So yeah, like I look at all the things that I could do better, and then I just go out and be like, all right, with these notes that I have right now, I'm going to apply that on my next project and see if I could do something that is way better than my last project.
Mhm.
And I think that is something that, I mean, everyone should probably do. You know, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would anyone just try to like be comfortable with that mediocrity that you have, or like what you thought was like your highest potential at one point,
So true.
And
Hey, real shit.
yeah, and also at the same time, I also like hanging out with a lot of creatives as well, because they give out some really good insights. That's a reason why, like, whenever I have something, I always ask you guys, hey, yo, what do you guys think of this?
Yeah.
Or what can I do better than this, And when you take criticisms, like, a lot of people take that to heart. For me, like, I took it to heart, and then I apply those notes. So I could be like, all right, so this is everything, and now what can I do better now? And then it's just gonna go up from there,
It's tough love. It's not really personal.
Yeah.
It's just criticism.
Yeah. And then lastly, I tend to like working with equipment that limits me a lot. So
That's interesting.
it challenges me a whole lot. Like, for some of my films and projects, I use like a Canon T6i, bro. Like, that shit sucks in video.
That's a basic.
Yeah,
It
and that
is.
shit sucks in like low light and everything. But I try to make it work. So I know that if I use like a really modern equipment,
It's too easy.
it's too easy. It's just like whatever, And yeah, that's it.
That's dope. Definitely what inspires me is, knowing for sure that there's always someone better than me. So that was definitely something that is the same for me. I know there's always someone better, so I always got to put myself in check. Like, nah, there's more you can do.
Yeah.
Always being hungry because of the people that are around me. I for sure know that everybody around me has to have that mindset. Like, we're trying to be better, we're trying to get more, we're trying to do that. It's a mind thing, like I said. So as long as you got people who are willing to supply that as well, when you can't do it yourself, that helps the process go a lot smoother, a lot better. And then lastly is my failures, to be quite honest with you. A lot of my stuff that shows me how much I can do today is because of the stuff that I couldn't do before. It's stuff that I put my heart into 100% and it didn't pan out. And then from those, I was like, okay, I think I can do it this way. And then when I try it another way, it looks way better, or it does exactly what I want it to do. Stuff like that. Like, it helps me out a lot. And then one thing that I will say, as far as like the constructive criticism area. Now, for me, I tell people every single type of criticism that you get, take it with a grain of salt. Every single one. Okay? Regardless of whether or not someone is above you, below you, whatever the case is, take their criticism as a chance to improve yourself in your style. Don't try to take it as they're trying to make you form into their style. Okay? Like, their criticism is based off of what they've learned and what they've achieved. And so they're using that to then show you, well, this is a way that you can do it. It's not saying you have to go this route. So if you have your own style and you want to commit to that, and it's something that you feel very, very powerfully about, then take the parts of the criticism that are strictly for your style and for your growth, and then use those. Don't go for, oh yeah, like, he told me I need to work on this, so I'm gonna just sit here just working on this. If that's not your thing and that's not what encourages your style, like, it's something that'd be cool to know, but it's not something that you have to rely on. It's not where your information needs to come from. Okay? It's all on staying true to yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's like flipping the script, and that's the reason why when I'm giving criticism to someone, I never say you should have, like that.
Absolutely.
That statement itself is like, I believe it's just very uncharismatic of you, like that's just a bad way of saying things. So whenever I put out criticisms, I would say like, this is tight. I see your creativity, but this never use but, because but like that word is just something that's just contradicting and something that you wouldn't really realize it in any essence, but it's something that's very contradicting. So you never use contradictive words. So you would say, or I would say, this is tight, this is cool, I see what you're doing. Although if I were in your body, or that sounds pretty bad too, or like if this is me working on this project, or if I were you, or anything like that, this is something I would have done.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then put in another compliment. That's called that's a compliment sandwich, right? Like a compliment, a criticism, and then another compliment.
Yeah, you're basically like, especially as someone who is critiquing, you have to be able to show them that you're caring about their style and their work. That's why you're giving the criticism, not because you feel like they're not able to fit your bill and your standards.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that you have to think of.
What is 8 divided by 2 parentheses 2 plus 2?
Oh my god.
I'm done with this.
I'm telling you right now, it's not 1.
Bro, it's 1.
No, it's not.
All right. Let me. Oh.
Talking to the mic.
I can't do this right now.
All right. Give me a piece of paper.
No. You get
All
explain.
right. So. Give me the equation again.
So
I'm
It
gonna have
is-
to erase my porn.
so
stand.
so he's gonna
Eight.
Oxy's gonna write the equation on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 8 divided by 2
Mhm.
parentheses 2 plus 2.
All right.
Tell me why it's 16.
All right.
Tell me why it's 16.
So, I'm gonna tell you why it's 16. Alright. So, normally, because in high school, or because of the way we are educated, it will tell you it's 1. Right? Back in 1917, it would have been 1. The thing is, when we are doing PEMDAS, a lot of people would say we multiply first before we divide, because the M goes before the D. But the thing is, that precedent is wrong. It's M and D, whichever goes to the left, or whichever is at the left side first, is the one that goes first. So, according to 8 divided by 2 times 2 plus 2, of course we go work with the parentheses first, right? So, bam. You're doing this right now, right? You're adding the, or you're.
I already
you're
have the answer in my head.
computing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, see. All right.
Oh, look, see? It's 1.
So, okay. This is what. Wait, you already have it, right? So that's what the equation would look like, and this is something that everyone would get really confused about, because normally people would say, oh, it's gonna go 2 times 4 first, and then 8 divided by 8 would be 1. The thing is, that's very limiting, and like I said, the presidents should go from left to right first. There's a reason why in Wolfram Alpha or your calculator itself would say it's 16, because really what you're supposed to be doing is dividing 8 by 2 first before multiplying the 2s and the 4s.
But
right?
but I could see why it would be 16 if you put a parentheses between 8 divided by 2. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, this is math, man. We ain't doing this mess right now. Look, all right, guys. So, thank you guys so much for watching
It's
this
one.
video. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe. How can we find y'all? Okay, what's y'all IGs? What's y'all dealios? What y'all got?
My Instagram is KevWearsKicks, but it's KIX. And then you could support my brand at higher HYR .up DIV.
My Instagram is daskusej DASKUSEJ. You can follow my dance company, The Side Project with the Y, and then my magazine perspective.hq, which is PRSPCTV.hq, and then my photography account open hours_.
All right.
Oh yeah, my
word.
photography page is childish.shots. Yeah.
All right, bet. So, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys again. That was super dope. All right, so make sure again, please like, subscribe, and if you want to see more, be sure to tune in. Check these guys out, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.
It's 16.